think having worked for some of the larger organizations in London, I spent 8 years in London, be it with Goldman or with Deutsche or with a private investment vehicle. I think it taught me the value of organization. It taught me the value of structure, of process. So I think it was a phenomenal learning curve. But at the same time, my friends and my peers were deciding to do what they wanted to do next. And some of them were going and joining startups, whilst the others were going and joining traditional family businesses. So I think I was presented with a pretty unique opportunity where this was a startup which was a family enterprise. So I think it was a natural choice. I think I would say moving back to India, leaving London and moving back to India was a difficult choice, but an obvious one. There is obviously a lot of a sense of professionalism, be it in the way we work. Both being a father and a boss, I think the most important element of that's required is the value of respect. If you actually walk across the floor, and just because he's been in this industry for 2 decades, he does play a fatherly figure role to everyone. So I think it helps me to then, derive value from that. It has been 2 years and it's been a phenomenal ride. It's been fun. I think I've learned everything I need to know about animation and this industry from him. So I think it's a huge value add. Keeping that in mind, I think it's fun both ways, at home or at work. The only difference is that I can't complain about my boss at home. But that's the thing.
Mad Max came in, stuck on to me approximately 35 years ago. So this was a name given to me. I spent my formative years in the IT industry selling large mainframes, computers and stuff like that. So if you really see the name, Madhavan, MAD, the first 3 letter, right? And I was reporting to a foreign expat boss and he would call me Max. And Mad Max as a movie came in that time, 35 years ago. And so Mad Max came to me about 35 years ago. But it's stuck on so beautifully in the IT industry and helped me one hell of a lot in the entertainment industry. So my communications to most of the prospective clients, my email would say, hey, this is Mad Max here. And they would kind of give me an appointment only because of the name. All right, because India didn't have a showreel to show around. It kind of sounds nice when you kind of expand MAD, which stands for make a difference. So Mad Labs is an intent or an initiative to nurture talent. It's like a laboratory where we kind of encourage people to enjoy researching the creative processes. One of the old saying is, child is the father of man. So there's so much to learn, and I've been learning, and there's so much that I didn't know about, especially when it came to the financing aspects or the private equity space. I've been busy developing the markets for India. So there is so much that I learned, and I'm actually enjoying his presence on a daily basis in the office. Of course, it's always a pleasure to have him as a son at home.
I think I've been learning about the animation industry for the last maybe 20 years of my life. And in many ways, I feel that I have grown up with the animation industry in India. Because I remember days when we used to travel extensively and we used to talk about be it clients or be it projects or be it people. For me, it was a natural progression of learning even when I came to Assemblage. It didn't seem like a foreign land or a foreign territory at all. But I think everything to do with the industry, everything to do with the business, everything to do with the potential that we have, I think is derived from my interactions with him in the last 2 decades. Obviously, I think there is the last 2 years that I've been over here, I've understood many more things on a day-to-day basis about production, about operations, about managing people, about developing skills, about getting new business, about closing more transactions. But I think that's an evolving process and it's been fun.
The entrepreneurial bug, every human being, every man aspires to do something on his own. And this bug needs to be kind of enjoyed. So I chose at a very late age, so it was at 55 that I became an entrepreneur. And that's how Assemblage came into existence. And Assemblage basically means it's a collage of 2D and 3D, right? So if I'm in the space of collecting talent and putting together talent and kind of delivering this beautiful, traditional and state-of-the-art 3D kind of stuff. So this name came as a flash, and that's how I went and registered Assemblage, and it's people like it, and there's a uniqueness to it. My entire career, right from the IT days when I was in my early 20s to 58 that I'm going to be soon, I made sure that you got to, every day you walk in. I'm very excited about getting out of the house early morning, get out and get to the office. I'm very excited about walking to the floor, and I enjoy what I do. So the work culture has been fun. People call me Max. In fact, I cringe when people say sir. I say, why are they calling me sir? I in fact tell them 10,000 times, don't do that, right? So that is because I was treated like that when I was a fresher. So I make it a point that what I learned was a great experience.
So I think ideation and brainstorming happens at every level at Assemblage. I think what we like is we like the ability for an artist or anyone who has an idea to come up with it and freely express it, which is why we've opened up the channels of communication as well. To give you an example, we were at a time when we wanted to, change the look and feel of our office. So we threw out to the floor the ability for anyone to create artwork, which we wanted to then put on display. So I think ideation happens right from the artist, and we encourage that. I think the fact that we did one of those award-winning short films was also an example of allowing people to ideate, brainstorm, and then go help them to execute projects which are passion projects.
So we feel sometimes the designs that come from the client may not be so good for the movie, so we redo some of the look and feel and send it back to a client. And many a time the client says, hey Max, you know what, I think we would like to go with this because it looks nice. If I were to say Blinky Bill, they knew the guy who will blink is going to be Mad Max, and we saved Blinky Bill in terms of completion of the movie. Norm of the North was a challenge because that was, I don't think anybody in the entire universe would be able to, that product was going down south, and to kind of revive it and take it up north was a big challenge, and we had fun working with this character called Norm. It was complete excitement, complete madness to have finished a movie in ridiculous time frames to maintain quality. Alpha and Omega is one of the first 3D stereoscopic animated feature out of this country, and I've enjoyed working on that. I happened to be the executive producer, and when it came into Assemblage to redo some of the work on that, it was fun working on that because it was a product that I lived with. Swan Princess is truly the largest princess franchise after the Disney princesses characters. So as we speak, we are going to work on the 9th edition of Swan Princess, which means we've been associated with Swan Princess right from the day Assemblage started, and it's been a product we've been growing with. There is not a client with whom I haven't done repeat business. So the relationships are impeccable, the relationships are excellent. Most of the shows that I worked on all my life, including the 3.5 years journey in Assemblage, is we have gone back to our clients, or the clients have come back to us because we have delivered on time, we have delivered on budgets, we have delivered the quality that they wanted, or even better than what they had expected. So as we speak, some of them, as I said, we started Swan Princess 6 7, 8, 9. So there are multiple sequels that we have done. Similarly, the other products that you see on the frame right now in the wall are all getting into sequels. See, the moment you say intellectual property, it has to be again global. Okay, let's say when you're creating a microprocessor called Intel, you're not creating it only for the United States, right? That intellectual property is for the globe. Or if you're creating Windows, or if you're creating an Excel, a product which is for doing your modeling, financial modeling, or whatever it is. That intellectual property, or if you're creating Oracle or a SAP or anything, you don't create it for a region or you don't create it for a country. The moment you say intellectual property, it's got to be touched and felt, by the globe. So yes, we would get into, and we are in fact, as we speak, we are kind of developing a couple of intellectual properties, and this will be cross-border. This will be for the global markets. It will also be for the Indian audiences. We would certainly very soon be opening up businesses overseas, largely because animation is, the moment you say animation, it's global, right? It cannot be regional. It cannot be India-centric. And unless and until you're going to have a foot into that part of the world, there is no way that we will be able to kind of tell stories to the global audiences.
When it comes about the future of the industry, I think India is in a very exciting place right now. Largely because over the last 2 decades, it has proven to the world markets that it can deliver content of a very high quality. It can deliver on time, it can deliver on budget, it can deliver at scale. So I think we are positioned in a very interesting time for us to be a key contributor. There is an old phrase which says content is king. Because of the OTT platforms, be it Netflix or Amazon or Hulu's of the world, people will start consuming more, and people will start consuming different genres of content as well. So I think it's exciting for us, for a studio like ours, who's producing content but also in the process of creating originals. It's a fantastic time. It's never been brighter than today. So when it comes to, again, nurturing talent, in-house we obviously try and enhance the skill sets of our people, of our artists. But the idea is that because of the changing creative landscape and technological landscape, we are trying to work on projects which also push the barriers. Each time we work on a new project, we push our creative thresholds. We try and use technology even more optimally. So the idea is we keep pushing frontiers with each project we do.
Oh, Animation Express, I've seen, I've known them since the time the animation industry began. So it's not about a father and child. I probably can be branded as a grandfather in animation, very quickly, is because I've seen you guys. I think you guys have been very supportive, extremely supportive to the animation industry as a whole. You've been impartial, have been professional, covering whether they are boutique studios or large studios. We've had a relationship which is very, very nice, which is very warm, which is very friendly, which is very homely. And whether it's Anil Vanwari, whom I've known for, again, over a decade now, my relationship with Animation Express goes right from the day animation started out of this country.
In fact, my interaction with them has been only over the last 2 years, but I think Animation Express has been a front runner when it comes to bringing together the community of the animation industry in India, and has played a very key role as being the glue for tying people together. For me, it's personally extremely helpful platform, a useful publication, not only to understand industry information and knowledge, but also to connect with people. So I think hats off to the team who constantly endeavor to keep the animation interest in the country alive. So I think hats off to Animation Express.